HelloBroadway.com.
Excuse me, have you seen this? It just came in. It's perfect for a blonde.
Right, with a half loop stitch on China silk. But the thing is, you can't use a half loop stitch on China silk. It'll pucker. And you didn't just get that in because I saw it in last May's Vogue. Oh my God, Last year's dress at this year's price. It may be perfect for a blonde, but I'm not that blonde. I may be in love, but I'm not stupid. Lady, I've got eyes.
Oh my God, Elwood, sorry, our mistake. Party, take a break.
Broadway stars,
and all your favorite Broadway hits.
broadcasting on air and online.
Ladies and gentlemen, hey, it's Maher. Here's your host.
Hey, it's Maher, and welcome back to another week underground with the best of Broadway. We've got a lot of, so for everyone who emailed the show and reached out asking where the show was last week, there was no show last week. I got hit with the good old coronavirus, and actually, no, to be fair, the test came back negative. I did a bunch of rapid tests. I did a couple different rapid tests from different companies, so I thought I was doing two different types. But apparently that's not the thing. Anyways, I did the test at home. They came back negative, but I still felt exactly like how I felt the first time I had COVID back last year. And I swear it was just some sort of like undetected version of COVID. But I was out for a couple days, couldn't do a show, lost my voice coming back now. And we are back now with a bunch of music and also some Broadway news. I was scrolling through Instagram. I'm subscribed to Playbill on Instagram, or I follow them, so I obviously see the photos and stuff that they have. And I saw a post with a link with some news about some Tony Award nominations. So we're going to talk about that later on in the show. And other than that, we're going to kick it off by playing some music because obviously that's what it's all about. I was trying to think of like what's a good way to start the show, and I'm like, you know what? I haven't heard something classic in a while. There's been a lot of jukebox musicals that have taken like pop culture songs, and a lot of like Broadway nowadays has, or at least when I'm listening to like Broadway, a lot of whatever's on the playlist tends to be like pop culture songs that we know already, and I wanted to go back, and so we're gonna take a listen to some good old Mel Brooks.
Broadcasting the best of underground Broadway.
BelowBroadway.com.
If you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where fashion sits? All day coats, pants, with stripes, and cutaway coats, perfect fits. Dressed up like $1 million trooper, trying hard to look like Gary Cooper. Super duper. Sneaks were rockabillas, walk with sticks and umbrellas in their pits.
Have you seen the well-to-do up and down Market
HelloBroadway.com.
Germany was having trouble. What a sad story. Needed a new leader to restore its former glory. Where was he? Where could that man be? We looked around and then we found the man for you and me. Where was he? Where could that man be? We looked around and then we found the man for you and me.
And now it's springtime for Hitler and Germany. Deutschland is happy and gay. We're marching to a faster pace. Look out, here comes the master race. Springtime for Hitler and Germany. Line bands a fine man once more. Springtime for Hitler and Germany. Watch out, Europe, we're going on tour. Springtime for Hitler and Germany. Winter for Poland and France. Springtime for Hitler and Germany. The Germans going to go down. I was born in Dusseldorf, and that is why they call me Rolf. Don't be stupid, be a smarty. Come and join the Nazi party. The Führer is coming. The Führer is coming. The Führer is coming. Heil Hitler!
Heil Hitler!
Heil Hitler! Springtime for Hitler and Heil Hitler! Heil myself, heil to me. I'm the crowd who's out to change our history. Heil myself, raise your hand. There's no greater dictator in the land. Everything I do for you. Yes, you do. We're looking for a war. Here's World War II. Heil myself, raise your beer. Every Nazi, 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 stand and cheer. Hooray! Every Nazi, Nazi, Nazi. Every Nazi, Nazi, Nazi. Every Nazi, 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 stand and cheer. I was just a paper hair, no one more obscure. Got a phone call from the Reichstag, told me I was Führer. Germany was blue. What to do? Hitched up my pants and conquered France. Now Deutschland's smiling through. But it wasn't always so. so easy. The year was 1932. Hindenburg was playing the big room, and I was playing the lounge. And then I got my big break. Somebody burned down the Reichstag. Would you believe it? They made me chancellor. Chancellor! It ain't no mystery if it's politics or history. The thing you gotta know is everything is showbiz. I owe myself. Watch my show. I'm the German Elmerman, don't you know? You're crossing borders. The new world order is here. Make a great big smile, everyone. Sing Heil to me. Wonderful to me. And now it's means that we'll be going, got to be going, hello, we'll be going, but we'll be going, hello, we'll be going
Something so fun about those songs, and just like the way that like the characters performing, and it's not just like performing a song. Anyways, so we're talking about jukebox music. Well, what I want to talk about is jukebox musicals, and the concept of like taking an artist's repertoire of songs and turning it into a Broadway musical with a story being built around it. And recently, there's been a lot more of those. Not that it's a bad thing, but it's definitely straying away from like the traditional concept of writing music for the show or for writing for the story. And one of the musicals that's currently on and takes the whole format of a jukebox musical is a show called And Juliet. And it's a great show. I've actually seen it 3-4 times actually. When it was here in Toronto, so it played again at the Mirvish. So that's where I'm going to be able to see all my shows. It played at the Mirvish, and I went to see it once with my mother. We sat on the balcony, and then I saw it twice again. How many times did I see it? Once with my mom. Once I saw it, I was in the very, very back row at the very, very top. Okay, so I saw it 3 times. 2 in the very, very back row, and then once with my mom on the first balcony. Just because, like, if you see it from like different angles, you get to watch different things and pay attention to everything. And I got some really good deals on like the tickets at the very, very, very top row. And then once when I saw it with my mom, we sat on the balcony, first or second row in. It was nice, although I think I remember she had someone very tall sitting in front of her, and her view was a little bit blocked. Anyways, that's completely off topic. The show itself is a what-if situation. Let's say, what if Juliet does not die at the end of Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet? That's why it's called And Juliet. It's all about, like, her, right? So this show itself takes a jukebox musical format in the sense that it plays a lot of like the classic songs from like the 80s and 90s. We've got a couple from the Backstreet Boys, like I Want It That Way. You've got Larger Than Life. Those are actually 2 of the opening songs. Britney Spears is in there. You've got songs from Kesha. You got songs from Demi Lovato, Katy Perry, Bon Jovi. Obviously, you need to have some sort of like rock and roll. And there's really, there's really like a throwback to the '90s, to the good old times of good music. You know, like good '90s music. Yeah, there's a big throwback. And I remember when I was sitting in the first balcony row with my mom. We were sat with a bunch of, I don't want to say old people, but a bunch of older people than us combined. And I think they didn't understand the idea of why people down on the orchestra level were cheering and being all excited when these songs were come on. So like they did the It's Gonna Be Me song from NSYNC. They also did, what did they do? I Kissed a Girl by Katy Perry and Oops, I Did It Again by Britney Spears. So those are all kind of like worked into the storyline as the characters do their thing. And everyone on the orchestra level were kind of like cheering and kind of going crazy. Like they're interacting, like they're excited that these songs are on because it's like a throwback to when they were, I don't know, teenagers. But on the first balcony where I was sitting with my mom, there wasn't really much of that kind of reaction. And I think it was a very demographically spaced out and sat audience. So like everyone on our level was just a bit older for these songs to really resonate. Like they didn't really understand the pop culture references within the storyline. I think they were just like traditional, you know, subscription theater holders, and they didn't have the same kind of like exciting reaction as some of the people down on the bottom. When I sat at the very, very top, like at the very, very third, fourth row, very, very top, I remember I was sitting with a group of younger kids. Like when I say younger kids, I mean like teenagers. I'm not a teenager anymore, so like they're definitely half my age, right? And even they were freaking out about how awesome some of these songs were. So I think I don't know where the point of the story was. Something about talking about jukebox musicals. Anyways, the show And Juliet is one of those. It takes on this story. The crowd was great. The show itself was great, and it follows the story of like what happens if Juliet doesn't die. And I was really kind of pegging this one to win some of the Tony Awards, and I was really excited to see because it swept a lot of awards. Was it back in 2019? It was in Manchester and down in the West End. And then COVID hit, so we had to take a little bit of a pause. And so then I did a pre-Broadway engagement in Toronto, and now it's on Broadway, and it's going to go to Melbourne for this year, for 2023, it's going to go to Melbourne. So it was in the 2022 season. But in terms of like Tony Award nominations for this year, the big news broke that one of the stars, Justin David Sullivan, declined to accept eligibility for the story or for their performance simply because of gender categories. And this is a big thing in the Broadway world right now, is just kind of like I don't know, making the awards. I don't want to say just in the Broadway. It's also in like the like mainstream media, right? It's like award categories and finding a way to adapt to modern culture and modern needs. And one of the things about this story is that there's a character named May, a non-binary character, and the story does follow Juliet's perspective, and May is one of Juliet's closest companions, and we also see May's journey. And in the character in the show that I saw in Toronto, it's the same performer who is also a very, very, very talented non-binary performer. And the idea of not accepting the Tony Award nomination because of the requirement to choose which gender category do you want to fall in. Would you like to be nominated as a male performer, or would you like to be nominated as a female performer? It puts these performers in such a difficult position because, how do you make that kind of a choice? How do you go against everything that you're trying to portray and support and be truthful to yourself when, in order to be nominated and recognized for doing such a good job of what you're supposed to be doing, you have to go against all of your value. I don't know. It doesn't make sense that the award categories have not been updated. And I'm very saddened to see such a talented performer miss out on the opportunity. And I really do hope that I think this year would be the last year that a performer has to make a choice like that and miss out on literally what could be a career changing. What is a career changing? Like Tony Awards, they're the bomb. Anyways. Oh, starting to get sad over politics and all this, but that's what it is. Speaking of, let me see if I have something lined up. Oh, yes. Okay. So speaking of Justin David Sullivan, a fantastic performer, I'd like to play you a performance of them performing Hopelessly Devoted to You. Let me just line this up for a second. Give me 2 seconds here. Stand by. Okay, here we go.
Broadcasting the best of underground Broadway.
BelowBroadway.com.
Guess mine is not the first heartbroken. My eyes are not the first to cry. I'm not the first to know there's just no getting over you. I know I'm just a fool who's willing to sit around and wait for you. But baby, can't you see there's nothing left for me to do? I'm hopelessly devoted to you. But now there's nowhere to hide since you pushed my love aside. I'm out of my head, hopelessly devoted to you, hopelessly devoted to you, hopelessly devoted to you. My head is saying, fool, forget him. My heart is saying, don't let go. Hold on till the end. That's what I intend to do. I'm hopelessly devoted to you. But now there's nowhere to hide since you pushed my love aside. I'm out of my head, hopelessly devoted to you, hopelessly devoted to you. Hopelessly devoted to you.
So yeah, when I say got a little bit sad that they opted out completely of Tony Award nominations this year, now you can see why. Like, do you hear the power in that voice? Also, like, voice aside and performance, let's talk about just how likable people are as people themselves. So whenever I go to theaters, I always try very, very hard to like rush to the stage door and sign autographs. Whenever I was able to go to like the Alberta Jubilee, like the Northern and Southern Jubilees, they're huge performance venues, and those are where like all the touring productions go. So whenever I remember one time I saw Book of Mormon, I had to rush down from like the 3rd floor mezzanine all the way down and run around this huge building to try to get to the stage door. And I opted to take the stairs because there's no way I could take the elevator. And I made it just towards the very, very back. And everyone's like, why are you rushing? Why are you rushing? I'm like, I want autograph. Anyways, so when I was here in Toronto, I tried to do this. And God bless my mother. Every time she does this with me, what we do is we park underground, we go see the show, and then I have a Sharpie in my pocket. And then like after the show's done, I'm like, okay, Mom, here are my car keys. Go wait in the car. I'll be there late. So like I tell her to take her time getting out of the theater, go look at the merch, make her way down to the parkade, let the traffic clear. And by the time the traffic clears, I run my way down to the stage door with my playbill, some Sharpies, and I like cheer on the cast. I'm like, hey, great show. Can I get some autographs? And sometimes the show ends in a way where you just don't have time, or like some of the cast members are already gone, so you don't have time to catch everybody. Sometimes you get super, super lucky. And when I saw And Juliet with my mom, I got super, super lucky. And I think I managed to catch almost everybody. And I definitely managed to catch like 3/4, like almost the whole cast. Like, oh, I should have my program with me. Where is it? Oh, I don't have it with me. Anyway, so like I managed to catch majority of the cast, and Justin comes out, and I had the brief opportunity of like asking for an autograph, and they stopped, and they had just the presence of character to like interact with fans. You know how there's like famous people that are like, no, don't talk to me, go away. And then there's like famous people who are like, yeah, please come talk to me because you're the people who make it possible for me to do what I'm doing. Yeah, they are that kind of person. So yeah, super, super kind and just like genuine person at heart. I really wish you best of luck, and I hope the choice that you have made this year with the Tony Awards empowers a generation of performers to stand up for what they believe in too. Let's put it that way. So on behalf of them, I'll thank you. And what a great show. What a great performance. Hopelessly Devoted to You. That's from Feinstein to 54 Below. Anyway, speaking of And Juliet, one of the songs that they do in there was Katy Perry. So I think I have one of those lined up. So let me just see if I have it here. And yeah, we do. So Katy Perry, let's play.
BelowBroadway.com.
Used to bite my tongue and hold my breath, scared to rock the boat and make a mess. But I sat quietly, agreed politely. I guess that I forgot I had a choice. I let you push me past the breaking point. I stood for nothing, so I fell for everything. You held me down, but I got up, already brushing off the dust. You hear my
broadcasting the best of underground Broadway.
BelowBroadway.com.
Go out and tell our story. Let it echo far and wide. Make them hear you. Make them hear you. How justice was our battle and how justice was denied. Make them hear you. Make them hear you. And say to those who blame us for the way we chose to fight, that sometimes there are battles which are more than black or white. And I would not put down my sword when justice was my right. Make them hear you. Make them hear you. Go out and tell our story to our fathers and our sons. Make them hear you. Make them hear you. And tell them in our struggles we were not the only ones. Make them hear you. Make them hear you. Your sword can be a sermon or the power of the pen. Teach every child to raise his voice, and then, my sisters, then will justice be demanded by 10 million righteous men. Make them hear you. When they hear you, I'll be near you again.
BelowBroadway.com.
I'm ready for my life to begin. I'm ready for it all to start. My heart's about to bust. Don't lead the way I must. Follow my own bright star. Many a long cold night I huddled down in the dark. I made a vow if I ever made it out, I'd follow my own bright star. Bright star, keep shining for me. Shine on and see me through. Bright star, keep shining for me. And one day I'll shine for you.
I'll miss you.
You never know what life will bring. Only what you bring to life. Hopes and dreams and fine imaginings, they happen in their own good time. I've seen a weak man fight. I've seen a strong man cry. I've learned the brightest day can turn into the darkest night. Bright star, keep shining for me. Shine on and see me through. Bright star, keep shining for me. And one day I'll shine for you. A melody in the dark lifts my spirit every time I hear it, comforts my aching heart. Bright star, keep shining for me and see me through.
keep shining for me. I'm on my way. Bright star, keep shining for me. Shine on and see me through. Bright star, keep shining for me. And one day I'll shine for you. Bright star, keep shining for me. Shine on and see me through. Bright star, keep shining for me. And one day I'll shine for you.
That is one of my favorite songs. I honestly love that song. Okay, so let's recap who we've listened to, give credit where credit's due. We had a bunch of names that are not even listed for, oh my God, at the top of the show. We had T. Oliver Reed, Alex Poot and company doing Putting on the Ritz. Ryan Mack, Stuart Marland and company doing Springtime for Hitler. Of course, Justin David Sullivan doing Hopelessly Devoted to You. We had a song which I lost that tab. That is the wrong tab. Skip that tab. Then T. Oliver Reed, Make Them Hear You from Ragtime. And then Max Chernin, Bright Star. I think I've played that recently on another episode. It's saved on my phone as kind of like one of my go-to pick-me-up songs. If anytime I'm just looking for something, just like I need something to sing along to get me in the mood for something new, that is a good go-to. So what do you think of Katy Perry? Oh, that's who we listened to. That's the song that I lost. What do you think of Katy Perry in the same playlist as Broadway? Huh? Backstreet Boys? A little bit of Britney Spears? I don't know. It's not that they're bad. And don't get me wrong. Oh, so by the way, back to the show and Juliet. If you end up going to see the show, it's not like they perform them exactly like the pop versions. They're kind of rearranged slightly to make it theatrical in terms of like staging and a little bit of timing and tempo. So yeah, don't think it's a one-to-one remake of the song. What do you think of it? I actually don't mind. I actually really, really liked it. Spoiler alert, there's some pyrotechnics in the show. I liked how they used that song with the pyrotechnics. And for those of you who don't know, I'm a pyrotechnician, so I like going to see shows that involve a little bit of fire and a little bit of explosions on stage because that's my wheelhouse of what I like to do on stage. Anyways, we're going to listen to some more songs, and I was trying to find another song that's also one of my go-to. And anytime what I do, why do I keep hitting that? What I do anytime that I need to like clean my apartment, kind of get myself organized, I always set myself like an hour or 2 hours per task because that's kind of all the attention span that I really can afford before, completely, my brain can't carry something longer than an hour, maybe 2 hours. So I afford myself maybe 2 hours of time to go ahead and do something. And when I want to do that, I always want music in the background. One of my go-to things is literally playing Hairspray, like the movie Hairspray, playing that in the background. That is one of my go-to things to play if I don't have like a playlist set up that's like specifically done for that task. And it's funny. I've listened to that movie so many times in the background while I do tasks that I almost have like a rhythm down pat where if I make it down to certain songs without having completed certain tasks, I know I'm falling behind. It's kind of funny. Anyways, Hairspray is one of my go-to songs, one of my go-to movies, simply because it's got such an upbeat soundtrack. And yeah, don't know where that thought was going, but I figured it's worth playing something from Hairspray.
Broadcasting the best of underground Broadway.
BelowBroadway.com.
Look at my hair. What two can compare with mine today? I've got my hairspray and radio. I'm ready to go. The rats on the street, all pants around my feet. They seem to say, Taylor, it's up to you. So, don't hold me back, 'cause today all my dreams will come true. Good Lord,
tour at West Side Story, and then the musical Hairspray was auditioning. So I quickly jumped lines because I hadn't seen that one. I stayed there all day with hundreds of other boys. I went through the whole thing and did all the dance calls, sang all the songs. I felt savage. And there was 10 of us left at the end of the day. They all handed us a packet, said Link Larkin on it. Go prepare this tonight, come back the next day. I worked on that all night. I swear I did not sleep a wink. I came back the next day, I did my best. And then I got on a plane, and I went back home to BYU. I was in the middle of my tap final, just praying that someone might call. And call they did. The cell phone rang. I ran out of the room. I said, hello. Hi, this is Dawn Marie from the National Tour Hairspray. We'd like to offer you the role of Link Larkin. I had my ticket out. I knew I was going to be free. They say it's a man's world, well that cannot be denied. But what good's a man's world without a woman by his side? And so I will wait until that moment you decide that I'm your man and you're my girl, that I'm the sea and you're the pearl. It takes two, baby, it takes two.
Here's to the ladies who lunch. Everybody laugh. Lounging in their caftans and planning a brunch on their own behalf. Off to the gym, then to a fitting, claiming their fats and looking grim, 'cause they've been sitting, choosing a hat. Does anyone still wear a hat? I'll drink to that. Here's to the girls who stay smart, aren't they a guess? Rushing to their classes in optical art, wishing it would pass. Another long, exhausting day, another $1,000. A matinee, a pinter play, perhaps a piece of Mahers. I'll drink to that. And one for Maher. Here's to the girls in their prime, aren't they drink at the breast, it's a bottle of scotch, plus a little jest. Another chance to disapprove, another brilliant zinger, another reason not to move, another vodka stinger. I'll drink to that. So here's to the girls on the go. Everybody tries. Look into their eyes and you'll see what they know. Everybody dies. A toast to that invincible bunch. The dinosaurs surviving the crunch. Let's hear it for the ladies who lunch. Everybody rise! 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 Rise!
Wow. This just in, breaking news that I just have to share. Did you hear this? U.S. Representative George Santos has produced Spider-Man the musical. I am lost for words. So yeah, if you haven't been following with U.S. politics recently, U.S. Representative George Santos has been lying about, I don't know, a lot of things recently, such as everything. And one of his most recent lies is apparently that he was on the producing team of the very infamous Spider-Man the musical. And, like, I don't know. Why would you even want to take credit for that? Oh, I'm reading this article and he allegedly picked not Hamilton. No, like, why? Like, this is exactly what the article says. It's like, why didn't you pick Hamilton or Phantom of the Opera or the producers? Any one of those musicals, he could have at least claimed credit. But maybe he's I don't know, claim credit for a musical that was not popular because he can get away with it. I don't know. I have no clue what's going on in his mind for this. He's definitely not credited as a producer. And apparently based on the research that this article, it's a Playbill article. So based on the research that actual news people have done, no, he has not been part of the production team. Oh, it's so funny. And the response from the Broadway world also has not let us down. Like, for those of you who don't subscribe to Andrew Keenan Bolger on Instagram, he posted this brilliant self-tape audition playing the role of the Twink assistant. I highly recommend that you check it out. It is hilarious. In one of the videos, George Santos has this very young, attractive assistant just be like, okay, press, stay back, stay back. It is so funny. If he's playing music, I vote for Andrew Keenan Bolger to play that. So funny. Oh, so speaking of failed musicals, let's go listen to musicals that have not failed. I don't have very many songs lined up for today, and let's see what our time is for now. Oh, wow, we've been on for about an hour. Excellent. So we are going to wrap up pretty soon. I don't know. That George Santos thing, that just, it tickles me. It actually makes me giggle just to think how far he would go to do that. I don't know. It's funny.
Broadcasting the best of underground Broadway.
BelowBroadway.com.
I've been staring at the edge of the water long as I can remember, never really knowing why. I wish I could be the perfect daughter, but I come back to the water no matter how hard I try.
Every turn I take, every trail I track, every path I make, every road leads back to the place I know where I cannot go, where I long to be. See the line where the sky meets the sea, it calls me, and no one knows how far it goes. If the wind in my sail on the sea stays behind me, one day I'll know. If I go, there's just no telling how far I'll go. I know everybody on this island seems so happy on this island. Everything is by design. I know everybody on this island has a role on this island, so maybe I can roll mine. I can lead with pride, I can make us strong. I'll be satisfied if I play along, but the voice inside sings a different song. What is wrong with me? See the light, how it shines on the sea. See the light, how it shines on the sea. It's blinding, and no one knows how deep it goes. And it seems like it's calling out to me, so come find me and let me know what's beyond that line. Well, I crossed that line, the line where the sky meets the sea. It calls me, and no one knows how far it goes. If the wind in my sail on the sea stays behind me, one day I'll know how far I'll go.
BelowBroadway.com.
Love this song, love these guys, so it's gonna be super fun. So let's do it. Let's go at it. So this is Connor, Evan, Jerry.
Dear Evan Hansen, we've been way too out of touch. Things have been crazy, and it sucks that we don't talk that much. But I should tell you that I think of you each night. I rub my nipples and start moaning with delight. How would you write that?
I'm trying to tell the truth.
Alright, these emails would be perfect. They could prove that we were actually friends. They gotta be completely realistic.
There is nothing unrealistic about the love that one man feels for another.
Let's go back.
Exactly. So I'm gonna say this one thing just quite beautiful.
Let's go back, Jerry.
I gotta tell you, life without you has been hard, has been bad, has been rough. And I miss talking about life and other stuff.
Very specific.
Shut up. I like my parents.
Who says that?
I love my parents, but each day is another fight. If I stop smoking drugs, then everything might be alright.
Smoking drugs.
Just fix it.
This isn't realistic at all. It doesn't even sound like Connor.
Well, I want to show that I was a good friend that was trying to help him, you know?
Oh my god.
If I stop smoking crack, if I stop smoking pot, then everything might be alright. I'll take your advice, try to be more nice. I'll turn it around and wait and see. 'Cause all it takes is a little reinvention. It's easy to change, giving your attention. All you gotta do is just believe you can be who you wanna be. Sincerely.
Are we done yet?
Well, I can't just show them one email.
You said my line.
I don't know. What's wrong with something? I don't know.
Dear Connor Murphy, yes, I also miss our talks. Stop doing drugs, just try to take deep breaths. No one wants. Send me pictures of the most amazing trees. Don't be obsessed with all my forest expertise. That's no not. Come round on me, just keep pushing through. You're turning around, and I can see it.
So we are so close to the end of the show. I've got room for one more song, and you know what? Because we started the show with some Legally Blonde, we are also going to finish with some Legally Blonde. Oh, but that being said, thank you again for everyone for listening. It's been an awesome week. A lot of Broadway news is coming out, and it's very exciting now that, like, let's be real. During the holiday season, like during November, December, Christmas, like everyone just takes a break. But it's nice to know that, you know, we have like Leslie Odom Jr. returning to Broadway this year. We've got what else do we have? We have Katie Holmes. I saw a post with Katie Holmes. That was a really good article. If you haven't seen that one, everyone subscribe to Playbill.com on Instagram. There's a really good article about Katie Holmes, ready to show a more mature side of herself, and it's really nice to see, like, I don't know, positive change in theater. It's what we want, I think, right? Yeah. Anyways, speaking of what we want, let's wrap up the show with a song all about what we want.
Broadcasting the best of underground Broadway.
BelowBroadway.com.
The kind of girl Warner wants. Someone serious. Someone loyally. Someone who wears black when nobody's dead. Girls, I have a completely brilliant plan. What you want, Warner, what you want is me. But you need to see me in a brand new domain. Well, it's plain. Warner in a different setting. You will see you're getting all of this plus a brain. I'll meet you there at Harvard with a book in my hand. Big sturdy book, big party book, full of words I'll understand. And right there is where you'll see it too. Warner, which one is right in front of you? What is clear? What right here? What is right in front of you? What you want is clear. What right here? What right in front of you? Step one, he's off to Harvard Law, so I get in there too. Step two, make Warner reassess, impress him with my high IQ. Step three, throw a great big wedding and invite all down to do. Nice plan. Now, can we think this through? Harvard Law School. I have a 4.0 average. Yeah, in fashion merchandising. What makes you think you can do this? Love. I'm doing this for love, and love will see me through. It's with love on my side I can't lose, and Harvard can't refuse a love so pure and true. Don't lawyers feel love too? Even if they do, what you want, sweetheart, is no easy thing. If you're going to swing, and it will wreck your senior spring. Yeah, it's true. First, you'll need an LSAT score of more than 174, so no more parties for you. You'll need a killer essay, or do not even hope. And glowing letters from your betters. Any chance you know the Pope? No. Too bad, cause that would be a coup. And you've got a lot of work in front of you. What you want? Yes, I know. What you want? Even so. What you want is right in front of you. What you want? Yeah, yeah. What you want? What you want is right in front of you.
Law school?
Yes, law school.
God, why? Law school is for boring, ugly, serious people. And you, Button, are none of those things. What you want, Button, yeah, you just say the word. But what you want's absurd and costs a whole lot of swag. And hell, why? Button, when you can stay right here, pursue a film career.
How about a nice Birkin bag?
There's no film studios. It's cold and dark, no valet parking. All the girls have different noses. Christ, Button, it's like the damn frontier. Tell me what's out there that you can't get right here.
Guys, love! I'm going there for love. To me. I can't live without sun or ballet. I can't just walk away, betray what might have been.
Okay, I'll pay your way if you get it.
What you want? What you want? What you want is right in front of you. Hey, everybody! It's the spring fling. We're not extreme.
front door. What you wanna be partying with us all night long. What you wanna be strong.
Be strong. 134, not good enough. Try again.
What you wanna be grooving, bump and shake the room. What you wanna be grooving something and to boom. What you wanna be wondering where your youth is gone. What you want, hold on.
Hold on. 151, still not Harvard material. Try again. Go.
What you wanna be breathing in the healthy air. What you wanna be chasing every need of hair. What you wanna ignore the period devils. What you wanna be sorry God get members. What you wanna be sick right up on the top. What you wanna be driving on the melon spot. What you wanna be feeling good to be alive.
175.
175. Grant acceptance to Adam Cohen, Sandeep Padavadan, and now Woods, who was kind enough to send in a headshot and a letter of recommendation from Oprah Winfrey. It says here she has a 4.0 average in fashion merchandising. Oh, how about that? What a shame she forgot to send in a personal essay.
How's this for a personal essay? What you want?
Security!
What you want is money.
Who are you?
I'm what you want. It's true. We all from here on JetBlue. Thank you. This is what Elwood inspires. Everyone admires her, and Harvard should too.
This is not a personal essay.
No, an essay so boring and so much is unfit. So we're appearing live right here, making clear you must admit that Elwood should join the chosen few. Harvard, what you want is right in front of.
Now see here, Miss Woods, you can't just barge in here singing and dancing and ethnic movement. It's a very flashy presentation, but I still do not see one reason to admit you.
How about love? You ever no challenge you can't meet, no place you cannot go. Don't say no to a woman. Don't laugh when I say love. Don't think that I'm naive, because even a person who's smart can listen to their heart, can listen and believe. So believe in what love can achieve. Do you believe?
I do.
Do you believe? Do you believe in love? How about you?
Welcome to Harvard!
Thanks for listening to the best of Underground Broadway.
Now available on all podcast platforms. Subscribe today.
BelowBroadway.com.